Yeah, here we go again. More My Hero Academia. I mean, you like this series a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
It's doing good for me to get a refresher on all this because there's certain things that I didn't fully remember all the way. Like, I remembered that, they were both on the same team, Oshiko and Deku. I remember they were both on the same team, but I didn't remember, like, all the stuff about the outfits and everything. Like, her outfit being skin tight and his being pretty much if All Might was a crazy green purse, like it was like an offshoot of the Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah, it's like a green bunny man type thing.
Yeah. Also, Deku's mom. She's awesome. She's just a great mother to Deku, and I can't express that enough.
Well, apparently the after credit scene list that I found is not accurate because somebody swears to God that there was an after credit scene on episode 4 that we missed.
Well,
so apparently we're just gonna have to check every time.
Yeah. So well, I guess we will every time. It's a lot like Rick and Morty. Like there's certain ones that have after credit scenes, and there's just other ones that just don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Anyway, so enough lollygagging, enough being silly and all that. Let's get to it. Let's get the video on screen. And here we go. And we're going to watch the intro maybe one or two more times before we continually skip over it. We're going to do it this time because, hey, it's always good to, be rocking out a little bit to an awesome theme such as this. All right, so here we go.
Something I like when they do in shows, though, is where for the first 3 or 4 episodes they show this whole thing, and then after that they cut it down to where once it shows the logo it stops. Because it's kind of all right, we've seen it a bunch, it was really cool, but we're just going to be skipping over it every time after that probably. The only one I never skipped was Attack on Titan when Yura no Yumio was still the song for it because it was just too badass. Just good.
I can say for me, the one show I almost never skipped the intro on up until I'd say the second season or so.
Bebop.
Oh, Bebop, yeah.
Intro.
Bebop's actually one of the anime I had to skip. But one show outside of anime that I almost never skipped the intro on until I'd say about right at the end of the second season was Stranger Things. That intro was just so atmospheric and got me hyped.
It's also not very long either.
Well, yeah, true. Whereas most anime intros are a minute and a half.
Yeah. Hope this is a short flashback scene. This is one of my irks is when they leave off. Yeah, okay. They leave off on something like this, and then they go into a huge flashback at the beginning of the next episode. And I'm like, this is not what I've been waiting for a week,
Some flashbacks I think are worth it.
Yeah, sometimes when you're waiting on something like this, it's a little bit
come
on, man.
I know what you're saying. I'd save the flashback for another time.
Yeah. Don't talk to me, I'm very angry right now. Yes.
That's often how it is.
I want to always give confirmation to people with that kind of enthusiasm. Unless it's something bad, It'd be a little fucked up if somebody's like, wait, did the pet pass away? And you're like, yes!
Yes.
It's oh, what the fuck? It's did you get the bread from the store? Yes! Strategery.
Well, yeah, he's using good strategy. Fanboy knowledge is paying off. Yes, it is. It pays to understand your opponent.
He's running because he knows he's going to do something he can't predict next, probably.
Yeah. A good fighter always varies up his moveset, especially if he realizes he's being countered.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. Best example I can think of someone defending themselves or of someone changing up their style whenever they're being countered a lot is TJ Dillashaw again in his fight against Cody Garbrandt, because Garbrandt was tagging him in their second fight, just beating him up, knocked him down one or two times, and then TJ Dillashaw switched up his game plan and instead of trying to be the aggressor, he started to counter more. And he knocked out Cody that in the second round, and that was it. Uh-huh. Take back everything I said.
You, nerd.
I'll say one thing about Bakugo's outfit. It does look pretty badass. Although the grenade palms are a little bit much. To me, I think they get in the way.
So does that mean the Deku tree in Ocarina of Time is a tree that can't do anything?
No, I think it means the other thing.
He just got overly praised as a kid, I guess.
Well, that happens. That happens whenever someone who's gifted gets praised way too much. It goes to their head and they grow complacent, or they grow not tyrannical, but they grow overconfident.
Yeah.
Ow.
Guess he felt like that was patronizing to him.
Yeah, it's blatant overconfidence in oneself, and the very moment that shell is cracked, the shell of overconfidence is cracked, it causes them to lash out.
It'd be funny if she just snuck up behind him and like with the tape and went whoop. It's like, captured you.
Oh crap, gave her away. Hi. That's actually very smart.
Good move.
It is. Well, he looks like a Super Sentai character with his helmet and all that.
He's like, I am evil.
Yeah, you don't got much time, kid.
He's like, what do villains do? Villains probably say they're villains a lot. I am a villain.
They monologue.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So I understand why he does the choice for his costume, like with his pineapple grenade gloves. At the same time, I think they look pretty dumb.
Well, they're impractical in a few aspects, although I can understand they can look intimidating because it's like a grenade, like a literal grenade. How his quirk works is that his sweat is effectively is laced with nitroglycerin. Yeah, his gauntlets pretty much collect them, and he...
Shit.
Oh yeah, that's... Ouch. That had to hurt. But that's effectively what those gauntlets serve purpose for. They gather it up and he can actually use them to discharge them all at once.
Yeah. I just think the design on them looks a little bit dumb.
The majority of the time, every hero's first outfit is impractical and needs work. I mean, look at Batman's first outfit. He's focusing on the objective, you dingus. Uh-oh. Ah, he countered it. Ouch. Here we go. That's what I call blowing the roof off the place right there. Aha! Shit, I call it a grand slam. Because guess what that means? She got it. Heroes win. Well, there you go.
Kick ass.
Just like a giant right. It's like a friggin' Doomfist uppercut.
Yeah.
Rising uppercut.
Pretty much.
That's awesome. And let's see, where's the after credits scene? After credits, after credits, after credits. So yeah, no after credits scene there. Okay. I think it's safe to say that Bakugo and Deku, it just... they finally had it out, but it wasn't a full-on fight. Even though Kacchan wanted it to be a full-on... When Bakugo wanted it to be a full-on fight, but Deku wasn't thinking about a one-on-one fight. He was thinking about the objective.
Yeah.
And that's why they won. And I think...
He was also thinking about how he could teamwork with his teammate despite them not even being in the same room, which was like some next-level strategy that they had going on there, too.
Yeah. I mean, he used Ochako's quirk to the most of its ability. I mean, holy crap. Did amazing with that.
Because the two villains could have done something similar, but they didn't. So,
well, their powers don't complement each other. Bakugo's is purely destructive, although he can personally use it for something else. He can use it for
but the other guy's
transport.
like speed, right?
His is ridiculous speed.
So like he could
and power.
He could pick up Bakugo and like basically hold him like a gun and just like fucking run full speed, and with him like having his hands out and just blow somebody away.
Bakugo would never let him do that.
Yeah, I know.
Bakugo is too freaking proud to do that.
Yeah, but like the powers could complement each other. It's just like they won't work together because of Bakugo, I guess. Like,
yeah.
He's not going to work as a team with anybody.
Midoriya's his knowledge is what is his biggest asset right now. He has the quirk. He has the one shot that can pretty much take out anybody, but he only has the one shot. Whereas his knowledge base is what really gives him such a great advantage. And the one thing about Ochako's powers is that, well, they can pretty much assist anybody. Like, she can greatly reduce the gravitational weight of anything that's within her range, of course. She can't like make the entire building weightless and just do anything with that. No, it has to be objects of a certain size. Otherwise she becomes over encumbered and she vomits rainbows, apparently.
Yeah.
Which was weird. But hey, it is what it is. I'm happy that the resolution we got here wasn't specifically Deku defeating Bakugo, because if we would have had that, then we wouldn't have anything else to look forward to, because if he's already surpassed him in combat, then what's the point of them fighting again? Yeah. Unless you see Bakugo go through some sort of transformation. Whereas here, instead, I think this is pretty much a revelation to Bakugo that this is not about him anymore. This is not about what he wants. It's about saving people. It's about becoming a hero.
Yeah.
Not a villain, because villains...
I still don't know if he'll realize it yet either.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things, man. I mean, you just don't know.
I don't know what they're going to do with him. I don't know if he's going to, like,
You don't know
eventually have like a turnaround where he gets the right mindset about things and becomes really cool.
Pulling a Vegeta.
Or if they're like really setting up like a villain origin story with him where he actually does become a villain eventually.
Well, that's one thing that this series has going for it, is that the characters are so can go on so many different paths. I mean, you know for a fact right now Midoriya is going to become a hero. You know, well, not only that, because he spoiled it in the first episode by saying, this is the story of how he became the world's greatest hero. But instead, by this happening, well, it actually wasn't the first episode. I think it was like episode 2 or 3, I forget. But with this, with Bakugo, you can't really tell what his goals are outside of, you know, his own selfish reasons.
Yeah, the parts that make me think that he's leaning more towards like just being a jerk for like the first half and later on becoming cool is like mainly what All Might said about like, no, there's still some part of him that's retaining his sanity, you know? Like how he didn't directly just go for a kill shot pretty much when he could have.
Well, of course.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like if he was going to become a villain, then that would have been like, you know, they would have actually ended up stopping that fight because of him straight up trying to kill Meteora.
Yeah. So so far, this episode right here probably has the most character centric action, like fights between people and everything. So far for the action, what do you think?
It's really cool.
Yeah,
it's like they're trying to keep it like still unique, you know.
Of course, yeah.
And like that's what's important in like action sequences to me.
Yeah,
I agree. Like stuff I've not seen 100 times before. Always good.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this was My Hero Academia Season 1, Episode 7, Deku versus Kacchan. So, yeah, the first ever full-on, well, not full-on, but first fight or combatic interaction between Midoriya and Bakugo. So, yeah, I guess we're going to see what happens in the next episode. We're going to be watching that here immediately, so, hey, stay tuned in for that. And, yeah, I guess until next time, everyone, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
And if you want to watch the full versions of this, if you're watching this on YouTube, that is, if you want to watch the full version of this, it is available on our Patreon, which is available right down below. It's the first thing you'll see in our description. Also, there should be a link at the end of the video pertaining to our Patreon as well. So, yeah, be on the lookout for those. And until next time, we'll see you then. Peace out.